Hello student. So today we are going to learn about the next chapter, that is matrix, and we are well known about matrix as well as determinant. So first of all, consider we have one determinant, that means it is a square arrangement, that means number of row and number of columns are equal in the determinant, and if we solve the determinant we get a one value of a determinant. But in case of matrix is as like determinant, but if we solve determinant we get one number, that means one scalar, and if we solve matrix then we get one matrix again. So it is the main difference between matrix and determinant. And next difference is we have matrix is closed in a rectangular bracket, or in a determinant it is also number, it is an element of number in row and column which is enclosed in a vertical bar. So it is a main difference between determinant and matrix. That means if we have one matrix and we have to solve, then we get a matrix, but if we solve a determinant then we get one scalar. So it is the main difference between matrix and determinant. Now today we are going to learn the inverse of matrix, which is very essential in this chapter. How to determine the inverse of matrix if we have given matrix A. If we consider a matrix A as a given matrix and we want to find out the inverse of matrix, so there is a one method which is very useful or which is very commonly used, that is a elementary transformation method. So in this method we use column transformation as well as row transformation method. So it is depend on us what is the which is a very simple method we can apply, column transformation or row transformation. It is depend on us. So for this purpose we are going to start a new chapter, that is a matrix. And here in this chapter it is a main thing, what is the procedure to find the inverse of matrix. So first of all we consider one example and determine the inverse of matrix by elementary transformation method. So in the exam, if you ask to find out the inverse of matrix, then we should decide whether we use column transformation method or row transformation method. It is depend on us. So first of all we consider one example to find out what is the procedure for find the inverse of matrix. So consider one example. Consider A as matrix 1, 1, minus 1, 2 and 3. We have the situation of each number, that is A11, A suffix 11, that is A suffix ij, where suffix denote, I denote the number of column and j denote the number of row. So we have the idea about this. So in the last year we are already. So consider this example, that is A as given matrix, that is it has element 1, minus 1, 2 and 3. So we know the situation of each number, that is it is denoted by A suffix ij, where A suffix ij denote the number of situation of that number. So A, consider one number belongs in the first row and first column. So it has value A11. It is generated by A11, where one denote the number of row and other one denote the number of column. So it is sufficient. So consider we have to find the inverse of matrix. In case of to find out the inverse of matrix, every time you should have to take a determinant of this matrix. So first of all, if we have the determinant of matrix is equals to 0, then we have the inverse must exist. If it is not equals to 0, consider if the determinant of matrix is equals to 0, then inverse does not exist. It is basic idea or very important thing when we calculate the inverse of matrix. First of all, we have to calculate the inverse. We have to calculate the determinant of that matrix. So consider the determinant, that is 1, minus 1, 2, and 3. Solve this, that is 3 1s are 3, 3 minus 3 minus 2, that is 2 into minus 1, that is minus 2, that is 3 plus 2, that is equals to 5, and 5 is not equals to 0. 5 is not equals to 0, therefore it is a invertible matrix. It is known as invertible matrix. If it is not equals to 0, that means A inverse exists. It is the theory. If we want to find out the inverse of matrix, first of all we should have to take the determinant of that matrix. If it is not equals to 0, then inverse of matrix is a exist. So in this case, determinant of this matrix is equals to 5, and 5 is not equals to 0, therefore A inverse can exist. So next we have to find out the inverse of matrix. So when we find out the inverse of matrix, one equation is, remember, to find out the inverse of matrix, that is A into A inverse equals to I. So A into A inverse equals to I, where I is a identity matrix, A inverse, that means we have to find out, and A is a given matrix. So in a number system, so observe this equation, A into A inverse equals to I. So it is in the number system. It is like a number system. We have one number x, and reciprocal of that number, that means inverse of this number, is 1 by x. Then we have any number into inverse of that number. If we multiply the number and inverse of that number, that is equals to 1. So in case of, similar to this, it is in number system, but in case of matrix, A, that is given matrix, A inverse, that is we have to find out inverse of matrix, and I is a identity matrix. So A into A inverse equals to I is like this. If we have one number x, that means x is a given number, into inverse of this, that is 1 by x, that has value 1, and it is in matrix A into A inverse equals to 1. So it is a very important rule to find out the inverse of matrix. So first of all, we should have to write A into A inverse equals to I. So proceed this. First of all, take a determinant. If it is 0, then we need not to find out the inverse of matrix. That means A inverse does not exist if A equals, determinant of A equals to 0. But in this case, the determinant of this matrix is equals to 5, and 5 is not equals to 0. Therefore, it is a invertible matrix. That means A, determinant of A equals to not equals to 0, that is A inverse exists. So proceed this. So write A as a given matrix, 1, minus 1, 2, 3. We have to find out A inverse, and in a right hand side write identity matrix of order 2 by 2, that is it is also 2 by 2 matrix, and in the right hand side we have to consider a unit matrix of order 2 by 2, that is 1 0 0 1. So what is the next procedure? Again we have to find out the A inverse. Therefore we know in a number system, if we multiply 1 by any other number, then value should be equal. That means 5 into 1 get 5, 4 into 1 get 4. Similar to this, if we convert this given matrix in a identity matrix, identity matrix is equals to 1 in number system. So if we reduce this matrix, given matrix, in a identity matrix, then it is equals to I, that is I into A inverse equals to A inverse. So it is the procedure for finding the A inverse. So first of all, write A as given matrix, A into A inverse equals to, we have to determine, and right hand side is a identity matrix. So apply the elementary transformation method. So we can apply row transformation method or column transformation method. What is the easy? We can use row or column transformation. So we have to reduce, observe this, we have to reduce first column as 1 0, because of we want to convert the given matrix in a identity matrix. That means we have to convert this matrix as 1 0 0 1. So first A11 is 1, so we have to change 2 as a 0. That means we have to replace 2 by 0. So what procedure we have to done here? So if we use R2 minus 2R1, that means we have to subtract 2 from this, then we get a 0. So apply R2 minus 2R1. So it is change in R2, not but in the R1. So R2 minus 2R1 give here 0. So row number 1 as it is, and change in R2, that is R2 minus 2R1. That means 2 into 1, that is 2, minus 2, that is R2 minus, it is 0. Again 3 into minus 2, that is we have to multiply minus 1 by 2, that is minus 1 into minus 2, that is equals to minus 1 into 2 equals to minus 2, that is R3 minus get plus, so it is 3 plus 2, that is equals to 5 into A inverse. So what operation in left hand side we done, similar procedure apply at the right hand side. So we use R2 minus 2R1, that is R1 as it is 1 0, R2 minus 2R1, that means we have to multiply 2 into 1, that is 2 into 1, that is 2, 0 minus 2, that is equals to minus 2, 0 minus 2, that is equals to minus 2, and 1 minus 2 into 0, that is 0, that is equals to 1. So it is changed in R2 as 1, R2 as 0 5, that means we replace 2 by 0 by applying R2 minus 2R1. Again next what we have to done, here replace 5 by 1. So what procedure we have to adopt? So multiply, if we multiply R2 by 1 by 5, then we get it is 1. So apply R2 into 1 by 5 or 1 by 5 into R2. Similar meaning. So 1 minus 1, 0 into 1 by 5, that is 0. 5 into 1 by 5 equals to 1, that is equals to 1, 0 minus 2 by 5, it is 1 by 5. So we apply R2 into 1 by 5. Then we convert the second column as minus 1 and 1. So again next. So I remove this. So we have 1 minus 1, 0, 1, right here, A inverse into A inverse equals to 1, 0 minus 2 by 5 and it is 1 by 5. So up to this, again we have, observe this, we have to convert the second column as 0, 1. 1 is present here and we want to bring here as a 0. So if we apply R1 plus R2, if we apply R1 plus R2, then we get here 0, that means minus 1 plus 1, that is equals to 0. So apply this R1 plus R2, that is 1 plus 0, that is 1. It is changed in R1. Observe, it is changed in R1, not in R2. We apply R1 plus R2. So minus 1 plus 1, that is equals to 0. Again second row is as it is, that is 1, 0. A inverse equals to R1 plus R2, that means 1 plus 2 by 5. So 1 plus, that is minus 2 by 5, that is 5 into 1, 5 minus 2, that is 3 by 5. So change in 1, that is 1 plus minus 2 by 5, that is equals to 1 minus 2 by 5, that is 5 into 1, 5 minus 2, that is 3 by 5, write it, 3 by 5. 0 minus, so sorry, R1 plus R2, that means 0 plus 1 by 5, that is equals to 1 by 5. Second row as it is equals to 1 by 5. So observe this, we have given A and up to this step we convert the given A as a 1, 0, 0, 1, that is, it is a identity matrix. So identity matrix into any matrix, that is equals to given matrix. That means A inverse into identity matrix, that is equals to A inverse. So identity matrix into A inverse, that is equals to A inverse. So it is equals to 3 by 5, 1 by 5 minus 2 by 5 and 1 by 5. So it is very interesting thing to find out the inverse of matrix by elementary transformation method. So observe this example. We have given one matrix. After this we have to find out the inverse of matrix. For this purpose we determine the determinant of that matrix. If it is 0, then no need to proceed again to find out the inverse of matrix. If it is not equals to 0, if it is not equals to 0, then we follow this procedure. First of all, write A into A inverse equals to I. A is a given matrix and we have to reduce A as a identity matrix and apply this procedure as like this. So A inverse is nothing but A inverse equals to 3 by 5, 1 by 5 minus 2 by 5 and 1 by 5. So it is a element transformation method, and whenever we have to find the inverse of matrix, one procedure, very simple method we have to obtain or we have to know, that is a adjoint method. By using adjoint method we can obtain inverse of matrix very easily. So again, next we are going to learn about adjoint of method, adjoint of matrix. So inverse of matrix by adjoint method. So consider inverse of matrix by adjoint method. So we have, it is a very simple method and very fastly we can calculate the inverse of matrix by using the adjoint method. So consider any example and we want to find out the inverse of matrix. So consider A as a given matrix, A, that is 2, 3, 4, 1. And in the last year we are well known about the adjoint method or cofactor of element, minor of element. So once again I want to recall you what is the procedure to find out the A inverse. So by adjoint method, A inverse can be obtained by A inverse equals to 1 by determinant of A into adjoint of A. It is the formula for find out the A inverse by adjoint method, that is A inverse equals to 1 by determinant of A into adjoint of A. So what is adjoint of A? Adjoint of A is nothing but if we obtain the cofactor of each number and we write in a cofactor method, that means we have some matrix and if we obtain the cofactor of each number and if we transpose this matrix, that means column can be transposed in a row, that means first column transpose in a first row, second column transpose in a second row. So it is the procedure to find out the adjoint of A. So consider any example. First of all, we have the idea about minor of each element. So minor, what is this? What is the meaning of minor? Minor is nothing but it is a determinant of a number by replacing the respective row and respective column. So first of all, we write M11. M11 is nothing but it is a minor of first number. M denote number of row and second one denote the number of column. So M11 is nothing but it is equals to 1 by replacing first row and first column. We have the number 1. So 1 is nothing but it is also determinant of order 1 by 1. It has order 1 by 1. It contains one row and one column. So M11, that means minor of 2 is nothing but it is 1. Again, minor of this m minor of 3. So minor of 3 is m1 2, first row second column. Minor of 3 is nothing but by replacing first row and second column we get 4 as a minor of 3. Again m second row first column, m1 m2 1, that is minor of 4, that is equals to, by replacing respective row and column of that number we can obtain the minor of each number. So minor of 4 is 3. Again m2 2, that is minor of 1 is nothing but by replacing the respective row of 1, that is 4 1 and 3 1. So we have 2 is a minor of this number. So it is a minor to find out, it is the procedure to find out the minor. Again next we have to obtain cofactor of each number. So short tricks I give you. What is the procedure to find out the cofactor of minor? So cofactor is nothing but definition of cofactor is c suffix ij equals to minus 1 raised to I plus j into m suffix ij. So c suffix ij, cofactor is nothing but it is the minor. M suffix ij, it is a minor of that number by multiplying minus 1 raised to I plus j. So that number belongs to which row and which column. So if we have that number belongs to first row and first column, that means minus 1 raised to 1 plus 1, that is equals to 2, that is minus 1 raised to 2 equals to plus 1. So it is a very short tricks and we have the idea of about cofactors. Cofactor is nothing but it is a minor into minus 1 raised to I plus j. So while we first of all write, I give one tricks. First of all write the minor of each number. So m11 equals to 1, m12 equals to 4, m21 equals to 3, m22 equals to. So convert this minor as like a cofactor. So multiply here by minus 1 and here by minus 1, that is m22. So first of all first we consider m c suffix 11. C suffix 11, first of all consider c suffix 11 parallel to n suffix 11. C suffix 11 equals to minus 1 raised to 1 plus 1 into m suffix 11. M suffix 11, that is minus 1 raised to 2 and m suffix 11 has value 1. So minus 1 raised to 2 equals to 1. So 1 into 1 equals to 1. So c suffix 1 equals to 1. Again consider c suffix 1 2. C suffix 1 2, that means that number belongs to first row and second column. That means we have to multiply minus 1 raised to 1 plus 2. 1 plus 2 equals to 3 into again m suffix 1 1 2, that is m suffix 1 2, that is equals to minus 1 raised to 3 equal into minus 4, that is minus 1 into minus 4 equals to plus 4. Again c suffix 2 1, that is minus 1 raised to 2 plus 1, that is 3 into m suffix 2 1, that is equals to 3. So minus 1 raised to 3 into 3, that is minus 1 raised to 3, that is equals to minus 1 into 3, that is equals to minus 3. Again last C22 equals to minus 1 raised to 2 plus 2 into m22 has value 2, so minus 1 raised to 4 into 2 equals to minus 1 raised to 4 equals to, it is positive number, minus 1 raised to even minor. Remember this, if we have minus 1 raised to even number, then that is equals to 1. If we have minus 1 raised to odd number, that means minus 1 raised to 3, that is equals to minus 3. Minus 1 raised to 4, 4 is a even number, so minus 1 raised to 4 equals to 1. Minus 1 raised to 4 equals to 1, so 1 into 2 equals to 2. So observe this, C11 is 1, C12 equals to 4, C21 equals to minus 3, C22 equals to 2. So it is a cofactor. Write this cofactor. First of all, we write a minor, that is 1, minus 4, 3, 2. Again, we obtain